Hello, future. This is Mance Harmon, co-founder and CEO of Hedera Hashgraph, and I'm here with my co-founder Lehman Baird, who's also a chief scientist. We're speaking to you from the soaring atrium of the Hilton Anatole Hotel in Dallas, Texas, the very location where we're holding Hedera18, our first developer conference this October. More on the conference from Lehman in a moment, but first we want to share how much progress we've made since Hedera's launch in New York a few months ago. We're excited today to give you an official update on everything from our technology platform and governing council to plans to issue Hedera tokens. We're honored that you have joined us on this journey to create the most advanced distributed public ledger in the world. Let me start with saying thank you for your support. We feel it every day in every city around the world, in every meetup we participate in every conversation we have with developers, investors, media, and the rest of the community that makes up this great ecosystem.
And that ecosystem, our vision for it is that it is fast and decentralized and secure. And so you'll be able to build distributed applications on top of it, building dApps that use a native currency to run them. You will have a global community of people building with you. It will be running at a speed and at a cost that's low enough that it enables whole new kinds of applications where the user is more in control because of micropayments. So where are we on this? We are close to feature complete on the first three services: the cryptocurrency, the file storage, and the smart contracts. We will continue to add more services as we go, but these three services are close to complete, and over the next few months we will be rolling them out. We will be releasing the APIs for those so that you can see how they work. We'll be launching the mainnet and some test networks so that you can connect to them and use them. We will be starting to open up access to a few of our partners at first to be developing on them, and then expanding to more partners, and then expanding to many developers and then the whole world. We'll be rolling out in this methodical process. We have been getting lots of feedback from dApp developers that want to build on top of us. We are working with an enormous community of developers in all sorts of different areas, including Internet of Things, IoT, or music, or IP management, or supply chain management, medical credential management, casual games, security tokens. But by far the most exciting applications are all the different applications that take advantage of micropayments. Because we can be fast and have low cost for micropayments for transferring very small amounts of cryptocurrency, it opens up a new world where users can be paying micropayments for small things like web pages or music or whatever that in the past have been advertising supported, which means you can create applications where the user is in control. The user is not being sponsored by advertising, and so the user is the customer, they aren't the product. Where they're not being spied on, they have control of their own life. Devs, developers, developing companies and developing individuals will have an opportunity now to start earning tokens. In the very near future, we'll be rolling out the ability to earn tokens to use on the network.
We've also made great progress in forming our governing body, the Hedera Hashgraph Council. We're working with some of the largest and most reputable companies in the world. Our council will provide expertise and guidance on business decisions that govern the network, and on the path to naming 39 charter members, we now have letters of intent from 19 organizations. We purposely chose these organizations to be distributed by market vertical and with geographic representation now from Australia, Asia, the United States, Europe, and South America, and we expect global representation in the near future. Each member is limited to 2 consecutive terms on the council. In this way, we are creating a governing body that represents all major markets and constituencies and remains dynamic to reflect changes in the market over time. Hedera's governing terms ensure that no single member or small group of members will have undue influence over the body as a whole. In other words, we have designed the council to be one of the most decentralized governing bodies of any of the public platforms. More decentralized than a small group of core developers, more decentralized than a single foundation, and more decentralized than a single company. We continue to work with those that have signed letters of intent to finalize the full membership agreement, and we look forward to sharing the names of these council members with you shortly. We're also excited to provide a quick update on Hedera Hashgraph fundraising. You may have seen the news that Hedera has raised $100 million from investors. Management and almost 2/3 of the employees have invested over $10 million in the most recent round and on the same terms as the other investors. Personally, for me and Lehman, the majority of our tokens vest in 4 to 6 years from now, a significantly longer restriction than any other employee or investor. Lehman and I have been business partners for over 25 years, and we plan to focus on and invest in Hedera for the long term. As we have said in the past, we believe a strong institutional base is important for the long-term support and growth of the ecosystem. These institutional investors are invaluable in terms of guidance, expertise, and experience that they bring to the business. We recognize the huge role that our community plays in our success today and for the future. And you, the community, continue to grow quickly. More than 22,000 developers have connected with us, and we now have 180 ambassadors running approximately 60 meetups per quarter in more than 80 cities around the world. More than 5,000 people have attended these meetups. Later this summer, we are sponsoring 10 hackathons focused on our developer community in cities in the United States, Europe, and Asia. That is why we are pleased to be announcing today that we're offering an accredited crowd sale to our community at the same terms offered to institutions and to Hedera employees in the latest funding round, with the hard cap of $20 million. We hope that this demonstrates the kind of fairness and transparency that we want associated with Hedera for the long term. The crowd sale opens today and will be open for 2 weeks or until we hit the hard cap at www.hashgraph.com. This is our final round of fundraising before network launch, and we expect that tokens will be initially distributed to investors after the network has been functional for at least 6 months. Once this round is completed, we will mint a total supply of 50 billion tokens. This supply will not inflate. In other words, this is a fixed supply of tokens. A large majority of the token supply will remain in Hedera Treasury to be released by the Hedera Council over a multi-year schedule. Specifically, to protect the network from certain classes of attack, we anticipate that the circulating supply of tokens will remain below 1/3 of the total supply for at least 5 years. Finally, we do want to caution our community to be careful. We know that there have been scams pretending to be Hedera, and no doubt those will only increase with our announcement of this crowd sale. So please use the following precautions if you do plan to participate in the crowd sale. Do not follow any links sent in email, social media, or otherwise. Always type in www.hashgraph.com. This is the only place we will be registering interest and the only place we will communicate with investors. Once you register, you will be provided with credentials for ongoing use throughout the process. We will follow internet banking best practices and never send you a link in email, never ask you for your username or password over other channels, and strongly recommend you enable two-factor authentication when you set up your account. All of this said, please be very wary and alert for scams over email or social media.
Thanks, Mance. That's good advice. And thank you for your interest and for your support and for your enthusiasm. Please come and join us at Hedera18. Hedera18 is our first developer conference. It will be held here in Dallas, Texas from October 15th to the 17th. And the conference will include our first global decentralized Hashgraph hackathon. In fact, it will be held in 5 different cities at the same time. It will be simultaneously in Tel Aviv, in London, in Singapore, in Sao Paulo, and of course here in Dallas. And you will have an opportunity to earn tokens. We will be expanding this token program in the fall to allow you to earn tokens by developing and by testing. And we'll be starting that off at Hedera18. And Hedera18 will include talks. I'm going to talk about crypto economics and the ecosystem that we are building and the crypto economics of Hedera and this ecosystem. And I'll be talking about a deep dive on formal methods and on math proofs. We'll have experts here leading you through hands-on experiences using the API. And we'll have partners here talking about their use cases and how you can build distributed apps on Hedera. So please, for more information, you can go to Hedera18.com, Hedera18.com. And on behalf of Mance and myself, thank you. We will be creating a trusted and secure internet together. So, what future will you build?
I'm the new best thing, better than you've ever seen. I'm the new best thing, I'm the new best thing.